Welcome back to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we are going on a bit of an archaeological dig. Now, we aren't looking for ancient artifacts or buried treasure. No, we are excavating the hidden clues buried deep within the Cambridge Computer Science past papers. Let's just dive right into this because time is of the essence. Whether you are building your foundations in the core IGCSE syllabus codes, 0417, 0478, 0983, 0984, or 2210, or you are stepping up to face the ultimate beast, the 9618 AS and A-level paper, there is one specific concept that constantly, and I mean constantly, trips students up. I'm talking about mastering the case structure for multiple selection. You'd be amazed. Most students leave completely easy, totally avoidable marks on the table when they encounter this specific question type. They read the prompt, they freeze, they panic, or they just write these massive paragraphs that completely miss the mark. But don't worry. By the end of this explainer, you are going to understand exactly how the examiner's mind works. We are going to peel it back layer by layer until we reveal the absolute perfect full-mark answer.
So, the million-dollar question, why do so many fail at multiple selection? Well, to understand that, I want you to meet two sample students, Alex and Sam. Now, Alex is our classic overthinker. We've all been there, right? When asked about a multiple selection scenario, Alex goes into full panic mode and just overloads the answer with raw computer science facts, literally dumping every single thing they've ever memorized about variables, data types, and syntax onto the exam page. But here's the catch. Alex provides absolutely zero analysis. On the other side of the room, we have Sam. Sam is just racing against the clock. Sweat on the brow, rushing past the crucial command words in the prompt, entirely missing what the question is actually asking for, and just scribbling down a generic copy-pasted code snippet. If we look at the red pen marks on their actual exam papers, both of them lose easy marks. Why? Simply because they failed to uncover what the examiner was actually digging for. They missed the entire core objective of the question.
All right, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First up, we're looking at the challenge. Second, the strategy reveal. Third, we'll go through the transformation. Fourth, we'll jump into a quick interactive workshop. And finally, we will lock in the final system. Let's keep moving.
Act 1. The challenge. Decoding the case structure.
Okay, so the absolute most crucial point here is understanding the theoretical architecture of what we are actually dealing with. A case structure is not just some random piece of syntax you memorize from a textbook. It's a highly efficient control structure used for multiple selection. In plain terms, it evaluates the value of a single variable and then executes specific, targeted code blocks based on that exact value. But here's the real mystery. Why do students find applying this seemingly simple concept to unfamiliar contexts so incredibly difficult? Well, it's because the academic benchmarks set by Cambridge require logical, structured reasoning. The assessment framework explicitly prioritizes analytical depth over superficial breadth. Listen, examiners do not just want to see that you can write case of on a piece of paper. Anyone can do that. They want to see that you understand the underlying causal relationships. They want to see integration with other syllabus areas. The principal examiner reports, which are basically the examiner's secret playbook, consistently highlight the candidates who reference cross-topic connections achieve significantly higher marks. For example, explaining how a case structure impacts memory allocation or processing speed compared to a giant messy block of nested if statements. That is what gets you the A-star. It is all about depth, not just dumping code.
Act 2. The strategy reveal. Assessment objectives and frameworks.
Take a really close look at the difference between an average student and a top-tier student on this slide. On the left, we have superficial breadth. This is Alex's flawed approach we talked about earlier. It is literally just listing raw facts and isolated code snippets. It shows the examiner you have memorized a textbook, sure, but it absolutely doesn't show you know how to solve a complex computational problem. On the right, we have analytical depth. This is where the magic happens. This is where you demonstrate logical, structured reasoning. You link your technical choices to cross-topic connections. When the exam command word says evaluate or discuss, they are begging you for this exact level of depth. They want you to justify why this specific algorithm is the best possible choice for this specific scenario. Oh, and hey, before we continue, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now. Okay, let's get back to the framework.
So the logical next question is, how do we actually structure this analytical depth on the page? Enter the PEEL framework. If you don't know this, write it down right now. Step 1, point. You make your initial statement clearly and directly addressing the specific command word in the prompt. Step 2, evidence. You provide a highly specific example or a targeted code